Assalamualaikum and welcome to my video presentation for English for Professional Interaction prepared for my course instructor. Today our team, me and my trio, will present to you a very important and quite serious office problem, which is depressed coworker. Depression is classified as a mood disorder that can affect a person's daily life. It could be described as feelings of sadness, loss, or anger that interfere with a person's everyday activities, and it is real. Depressed at work could be a major problem. It could affect our job by being unmotivated and unable to concentrate. So, my very first point is encourage them to talk. This is very important because depressed people tend to torture themselves by staying silent and keep things to themselves. But we as a co-worker can help them by talking to them. Approach them properly and let them know that they can talk to you if they need to. By that, they can open up and talking about how they are actually feel and help them to feel more relaxed. We should focus on the person and not the problems they have. Even if they don't want to talk about it at that time, we still should let them know that we care and we are always there for them when the time is right. Once they trust us and finally open up, try to be a good listener for them. Listen to their problems so that it could calm them down and share the burden together to make sure that they do not carry it alone. Maybe we do not know how to solve the problems, but at least we could be their listeners. As a good coworker, we should care to our another coworker, especially depressed coworker, so that we can do our job properly and very well. And I will show you a short video on how to help our depressed coworker. So let's check it out.
All right, this one's from Brianna. I have a coworker who is in a deep depression because she feels very lonely. What can I do to help her? I know being lonely can be a very dark place to be in.
Well, Brianna, I think you should just get to know her story. I mean, why is she so lonely? What's been happening in her life? Most people that are depressed or lonely, they just need a friend to talk to. I mean, some people joke and say if you just had a great friend, you wouldn't need to go to therapy. I don't know if that's true, but sometimes just talking and being heard and letting someone know you care about them can change their life. Really, it can be something so simple as, hey, do you want to go get a cup of coffee or have lunch? And I really like to hear your story. So those little things, just something really small.
That woman said that we have to get to know her and listen to her stories. Most depressed people, they just need a friend to talk to, and sometimes it is just about talking and letting someone to know that you care about that person.
We can see there are many depressed co-workers because of the several factors such as environment, personal problem. My first point is try and get involved co-worker. Other than that, how to cope depression is by the sufferer and giving them support the disaster they are experiencing. In the addition, learning about depression, the causes and symptoms, it can improve knowledge and get solve depression problem in coworker. Furthermore, we can encourage them and participate in online forum dedicated to depression sufferers. This is a great medium or getting support even though the effects are not as real as life itself. Therefore, we need to encourage depression sufferers and consistently seek in diagnosis and treatment by the especially that so depression can resolve. If the depression sufferers say the negative thing, make sure you discuss with them to recommend to the best solution for them. The last and not least, one of the best ways to deal with depression is to get involved and engage in colleges so that depression can be prevented over time from the coworker itself.
Are you all my personal dreams?
Hello and Assalamualaikum. Today we're gonna talk about depressed coworker. How to overcome the depressed coworker. As someone may know, depressed coworker is really a really hurtful thing that no one is ever might have anxiety or something. So we as a good coworker friend have to help them to overcome them, so they won't feel bad on that day. And it's also important to give support. Okay, so the point is point one, we have to respect confidently on what kind of problem that they have. Yes, what kind of problem that they have. As we said, have to listen. Listen what they have to say and what to act. It's really important to act after listen what they have to say. I know it will sound difficult, but listen carefully and let them spit out what comfort in their mind. So to look at them are saying that you're fine, saying that you are fine, and encourage them that the day is gonna be okay. So by respecting confident what confidence that they have is making an appearance on what they have to do and religiously interest in every aspect they probably have. It's the important part of being a good coworker. So as I was saying, we just have to support them and believe what they say, even though it's a fantasy, whatever topic that they may came out from their mouth. So this is really important, and this might guide us to know a better understanding of what problem that they have. By saying confidently on what problem they have is maybe risky, maybe awful, maybe scary, and maybe make you mad too. So let's just comfort them and respect them. It's important to understand more, and you can be an ear to them too if you can't really say anything to them. So yeah, that's it. Let's see. So let's say there's this a new co-worker that really depressed, is he's doing his job, but it's like he's failing us. As a good coworker, we might gonna try to ask them that what problem that they need to, what advice that we want to give to them. So as a good person, as a good coworker, that you need to be, have to respect them. So by the point one above, by respect confidently of what kind of problem that they have, we need to listen carefully. Like having a problem on football player being lost, their favorite footballer being lost, and we have to encourage them that it will be okay, and might be the next time we have been on something else. So let's try to be more positive on what their problem. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. For my next main point, please do not make assumptions or knee-jerk diagnoses toward depressed coworker. When we see coworkers are being weird or seems different outside of the norm, please do not make our own assumptions by saying that usually it is a mental health issue when someone is acting like that, because it could affect them a lot more than we can ever imagine. Do not try to guess what symptoms or problems that a coworker might have and how this can affect their life or their ability to do their job. If we are making assumptions that someone is being lazy despite the fact that we know they have depression or anxiety while working, it can be found in a way that people will laugh and joke around about self-harm and suicide. Some of them don't even realize that the impact they are having. We do not know what they are going through, and just please do not make it worse. They really could harm themselves and even suicide if we are doing them feel bad by making assumptions and also knee-jerk diagnoses. The least we can do is stay silent and do not interfere their problems if we do not have any intentions to help them. If we joke around depressed coworker as example, saying that they have mental illness, it can increase the stigma, which lead to more suffering in silence rather than seeking the much needed medical attention and stress them out. Even worse, if we are telling them inappropriate things like you need to see a doctor or you have to stop working because you have mental health problems, please just stop it. One day it could be us who being depressed at work because of unexpected reasons, and then we will know how was we used to treat someone who depressed at work before. In addition, there are also some things that we cannot say to depressed people because it can make their condition more worse, and a lot of depressed people are already blaming themselves at the first place. So here is some examples.
Do you have a friend, family member, coworker, or partner suffering from depression? There are 12 things not to say to people with depression, but you always seem so happy. Everyone gets depressed. We all have our bad days. Are you sure it's not just a phase? You have it so easy. Try not to be so negative. Just focus on the positive stuff. And have you tried eating healthy, exercising, socializing more? Your room is such a mess. Why do you stay up so late or sleep so much? Your grades are awful. At this rate, you're gonna fail out of school. You're just being lazy you're using your depression as an excuse, not happiness as a choice. You're choosing to be this way.
So this girl shared 12 things not to say to depressed people. These comments are really harmful because it makes people feel incredibly guilty for not being mentally healthy. So rather than saying these awful comments, just help them by being friends with them.
Back to main point, my very second point is producing and cheerful situation at office. One of the presentable ways to deal depression is to create a cheerful situation at the office, like top employers most likely. Creative environment when employers feel connected organization and have positive work experience. From that, we will publicly acknowledge achievement, provide group lectures, book major parking lots, and change title. We also need to help workers group whether by taking on collective accountability. In this way, the workers will feel justified and not burdened by the pile of work. In this way, the workers will feel justified and not burdened by the pile of work. If you recognize that you are depressed, then hopefully you have already become treatment for the depression working of therapy or support group, which is the best way to help you cope your system, which in turn will help you better manage your professional life. Being friend at work is not always easy, but to avoid depression, we should make friends at work to build a friendship and quality time devoted to building a team that can make speed a bonding process. Managing stress at workplace is about our thinking. We must always be careful not to be the main source and negative pressure. Focus on what you can control. The best way be compared or focus only on the things we can control, such as our effort, our attitude, and how we can treat people, rather than the result we can do.
Overcome this depressed coworker is by giving them a treat. Yes, that sounds simple, was it? But when should we give them a treat? After on the point one, or after we hear all the problem and talking, is as a reward of they having a bad day and congrats them. So by treating them after talk, by trying to calm down their mental health, as studies say, giving treat or eating while eating depressed can really decrease all their mental health and can change all the road that they should have. So as a person that really nice, or as to respect them, we have to try something that they like. So treat them to the restaurant or maybe a bakery, their favorite food, something sweet and original, or something that they kind of forget what problem they had. The thing is, when we eat something while depressed is really good, and it can make us forget what problem rather than having a bad day or bad mood. So it is really important to encourage them how to be it. So let's say that the food that we need to provide is like treat them a coffee, treat them some meal, some good food. Studies also said that good food, that original food like fruits, vegetable, something's not too oily, something to make it faster, something that make food gonna calm it down. So these food are vegetable, potato, or something we garden them on the plant. Well, actually, this is really good for our health too. So, good health, good mind. Cutscene part 2. As I was saying, the good part being a person, a co-worker, a good co-worker, finding out that co-worker have depressed. So by eating food, it's really good. Treat them like, so they won't be alone. Eat with them. Like maybe they come out with something else, like they will tell the story. Some people just can't tell the story while being suffered alone or something. And then by treating food, we can really